Guys, this is Games4uie's Halo 5 Montage 1 that came out yesterday. Actually, no, 2 days ago. 2 days ago. It came out on Tuesday, and we're just going to go through it really quickly. I don't think this will take too long because, in the grand scheme of things, I really didn't put that much editing into it, really. Like, there's not really that many effects that stand out that I want to break down, really. But there's a few little things, so we're just going to go through it really quick. First thing, we got the Halo's Back intro. That's what Games wanted. He wanted to submit it to get some exposure and stuff. So right here, this is probably the most creative thing I did in the entire video. What's interesting about this background is this is actually just a bunch of colors that I had flashing, and I found a random crayon sketch on the internet that I just turned around and added some animation to. And then we have the I forget what they're called, but the film effect thing with all the lines and dots that come up, and we have a little like glow and stuff around it. So with the text here, I tried to do something that I haven't done before, and that's typography. Now, there's a lot of ways of doing typography, and I'm in no way good at it, but if you guys want to know how to do this kind of thing, you can look it up on YouTube. There are millions, probably not millions, but there are definitely a lot of tutorials out there, but pretty much it's when you it looks like you're writing it. It was the first time I actually did it where I put it into a montage like this, so it's not perfect, but I was pretty happy with it. And then I did a little stroke animation effect on the classic battery, which is kind of like my my logo, I guess. But yeah, if you want to know how to do this, look up some tutorials. It's really easy to do. Or it's not easy to do, but it's easy to find tutorials on how to do it. And then we added, we actually just used roughen edges and expanded it until it pretty much disappeared, and then faded it out along with the battery here. So that's why you get this kind of cool look here. And then when you move a little forward, it says Games4uie, Halo 5 Montage 1. And what we did here, which was kind of interesting, is using a gradient transition. I just hit my desk. Using a gradient transition, we had the background fill in, and then we also used a gradient transition to fill in this text. Now this text took a little while to make, but basically how you do it is you mess with some shadows, some bevel and emboss, and then you mess with some fractal noise and some CC glass, and you can manipulate it to make it look like a rocky texture. You do need some sort of outside like photos to use as the texture, so I went and found some like concrete pictures. I used some concrete pictures to kind of fill that in. If you want some tutorials how to do text like this, I would definitely recommend people like Video Copilot. He is like the god in After Effects, and he can show you how to do stuff like this. He's made a few tutorials about how to make text like this, so that's kind of where I got the inspiration and stuff. But yeah, and then it kind of just we shake it up a little bit, and then we go right into the first clip. Another thing I want to say too is what's interesting is I actually put this together at 60 FPS, but I rendered it out at 30 because I kind of wanted it to be a little choppy. I didn't mean to press play, but I wanted it to look ever so slightly choppy just for that effect. So that's why I edited it in 60 FPS and rendered it out at 30 FPS, because the video itself is 30 FPS. So yeah. So for the most part, a lot of the clips here are pretty much just synced. Like, as far as editing goes, they're pretty much just synced. There's some cross dissolves, a few wipes throughout most of the video. There's a few color correction changes, like right here, where the color correction looks a little more desaturated. We've got some yeah, there's just not a whole lot to say. I added some motion blur, I added some CC, which I kind of think was an effect in itself. Another thing I did about the motion blur here, which I thought was kind of interesting, was I wanted a lot of motion blur because I feel like Halo 5 just needs it. But the problem is this does not look good on its own. So what I actually did was to kind of make sure that the text and the middle part right here wasn't as motion blurred as the rest. I actually masked out the not it's not a very good mask. Like literally it was a mask like this. But I masked out the weapon, whatever weapon he was using it, and added just a touch more motion blur so that it looked like there was a lot of motion blur when really there wasn't. But yeah. So this clip was really nice, but it was kind of a hard clip to edit. So I really like this idea of twixtering it and just kind of using a lens blur to kind of fade it out. Just because A, the twixter starts to get bad. And B, I just think it worked pretty well with the song. I want this. Can this go away? Is it just not going to go away? What if I just move down here? Okay. This clip is insane. And I think this is where I probably did one of the bigger effects as far as on the clip. So yeah, we added some black flashes, and then this, we added a little bit of twitch. As you can see right here, you can see some of the twitch colors. A brightness and exposure, some shakiness and some cropping. And then I just thought this was a really cool twixter, and I really liked how he showed up on the side so you could actually see him. So I actually blurred the rest of the clip and put him in focus and zoomed in on him. And then I added just a film burn effect that I've gathered over the years to a transition. Then we've got some more syncing here. It's pretty much all syncing for the most part. Like, I really wanted these clips to speak for themselves. Also, another thing, guys, is Games actually told me that he didn't want a super hard edit. He wanted something kind of chill. Like, he said I didn't even have to do angles if I didn't want to. So I kind of stuck to that and tried to do as little angles as possible, both because it's kind of cool to make a video that I tried my best to make flow well even without angles, because angles are kind of something that's used both creatively and to lengthen a clip if you need to keep with the flow of a video. So it's kind of cool that I think this video flowed pretty well considering there weren't any angles. But anyway, so yeah, we got some more clips here. This clip was so annoying to edit. Games, I hate you, but I also love you, brother. This weapon is the devil's weapon, and I never want to edit to it ever again, but it's fine. Did a little effect here. It's not perfect, but when he goes through the teleporter and moves here, you see go back, because well, that's where the rest of the clip goes. That's where he gets the nair. So yeah, we got him finishing this nair. And then we got this clip. This was another effect that I did. The story behind this is pretty much Ryan Tyler is Darren on a alt account. And Games was saying the only reason he mained that was because it was on him, so I wanted to show that. And I don't think Darren will mind if I show that. So I literally just masked it out, zoomed it in, and did a film burn effect. Again, did a little wipe there that you can see. We have some more syncing here. Blah, 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 blah. Great clip. Again, guys, I really just tried to let these clips speak for themselves. Like, I added some flashes here, but this is a really nice nair. And, like, yeah, I needed to, because I added a little bit of shakiness, some cropping, some glow, but really not that much, to be honest. So yeah, moving on. I really, 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 really liked this sync here on the, God, I'm forgetting all the names, the light rifle. So watch this really fast. I really liked that. I was really happy with that sync. And then keep moving on. We just got games destroying more and more people. I'm just pressing forward on my forward key, so it might take a little minute. I really liked this clip here. It was a little hard to edit, to be honest, and that's my bad, and I also hate that beam rifle. But the 2-for-1 try was a really nice shot. Moving on here a little more. Again, guys, just simple syncing, simple editing. I did add a little shine right on here just to make it pop out a little more. I don't even know if people noticed, but I did that. And then I thought the tack was honestly synced a little fast, but I kind of had to do it. Also, I just realized he played a guy named Stupid YouTube. Wait, I need a frame where yeah, there it is. Stupid YouTube. Nice. And then we got this clip. So yeah, we just got some desaturation here for the most part. And then we got this banger of a clip right here. I don't even need to say anything. Crazy. Absolutely crazy clip games. This is where I had a little fun with the editing. So first I Twixtered it, you can tell right back here, and then we've got this. So this was actually a fun effect that I did. So first I added an overall purple glow and light burst effect all along the sides, and then I masked out right here and added another one that was even brighter and more of a golden yellowish color, and then feathered that out. And then the particles here are actually snow. It's purple snow that I slowed down a lot, added some wind to, and then made it so there's negative gravity, so it went up instead of down. So yeah, I was really happy with that. And then we've got then we have a nice little lens blur effect. And then here we kind of have the exact same effect. I literally think I just copied and pasted the effect from the other one and put them on here. And then I added a little bit of blur around the sides to kind of make it look more cinematic. And then we added some more blur to blur it out. I'm just going to fast forward through this a little bit. Same thing here. It's the exact same thing with some blur here, some blur here. Added a little glow right here. And then that effect from earlier, the bright one, that's right. Yeah, that. Anyway. This is probably my, excuse me. This is probably my favorite, I cannot talk. I'm going to say it one more time, guys. One more time. This was my favorite angle of the video. And it's mainly because of right here, as you guys know. So I added the blur on the sides, like the other ones. And I put the near middle here. I was originally going to cut out the thing in the background, but I decided to keep it because it kind of, I don't know, I feel like it kind of worked. I also added some roughened edges to the nair and had it pop out. So these little marks kind of make it look like it was graffiti. So it's the nair metal that's kind of faded, and it has some roughened edges to make it look like it's more graffiti. And then we have Games was here. I actually originally had the text look exactly like the text that was already here. If you guys know Riptide, it literally says Riptide right here on the map, but I just took I took the wall right here, cut it out, put the wall on top of the text that was originally here, and then put the Games was here text on top of it, if that makes any sense. But Games didn't really like the text, so he sent me this graffiti text, which I think works a lot better. So thank you for that, Games. I think it looks a lot better. And yeah, we just 3D tracked it. We really didn't do much else to that angle. And then last we have this that's extremely bright right now, but we have the pit clip. Another little thing I liked is with the only angles I have of someone, I tried my best to keep like, I've learned a lot about keeping the attention on a certain part of the screen, like with an audience's eyes. So people will be looking right here, so I tried in the next angle to fade it in the exact same place. so that you don't have that like disorientation, like if he was over here, which is probably where he was in the raw version of the angle. Like I can show you guys actually right now because I still have all the footage. Let me see. This is what the original angle looked like. The original angle looked like this. So yeah, that's what the original angle looked like. So the new one looked like this, not right here. There's a still in the street. Okay, anyway, so then we've got a lot more syncing here, a lot more cross dissolve, syncing, a few glows and stuff. Tried to focus as much on sound too, made sure all the sound effects were there. Chris actually helped helped me fix a few sound problems I had that I didn't even realize at first. But yeah, this was probably one of the brightest effects of the Tage, but I was pretty happy with it. It was just kind of a purplish glow and some warping on the side here. Thought it needed that for the drop, so I was pretty happy with that. And then we've got the Nornfang Nair. This, I wasn't super happy with the sync. I had a little bit of trouble with it, but I liked how the Nair shots were right next to each other. I felt like if I synced the Nair shot earlier than the POC, it would feel too rushed. So, I don't really know. But I was still happy with it. Then this, oh, interesting that Sean's here because I don't think Sean realizes that he's in this clip. I don't know if he knows about this. So in this clip, the reason why it's main is because the triple is on Sean. So as you see here, Nair Fanatic 414. I wonder who that is. So I actually added, I honestly wanted to make it even more prominent, but I added a very slight focus on him. So on his tag right here, so you can see everything else is slightly blurred. I wanted it to be a little more noticeable than it is, but honestly it's okay. So yeah, I added a little bit of depth of field, I guess is what you would call it. And then moving on here, we've got some more basic syncing up to this Nair, and on this Nair shot we just added some arch warp where it kind of looks like an arch. You can see like this is more bottom, this is more bottom, so arches, and I added some golden glow, I guess. Anyway, I'm suing. I really like the sync of this clip. Again, not much to it as far as the effects go, just some brightness, but I liked the gyro test and POC shot all coming together, so I really like this. So yeah, anyway, then we've got this gyro. I didn't really do much syncing or much effects here. Same with this task, but after this task, what people really liked was the needler sync right here. When the needler pops in, I was pretty happy with it too. I don't think I liked it as much as other people liked it, but I was still happy with it. So right here. So yeah, this clip, Mike, if you had given me a needler Nair, I would hope, like for M9, I mean, I would have liked to have hoped that I edited it as well as I edited this one, because I was really happy with the this sync, to be honest. This clip is actually insane though. Like, I think it's a Nair times 6. I think that's what it is. Also really liked the effect here. So that was a glow and a brightness effect, and then what I did was I used an effect called leave color and glow. And leave colors, it's pretty much how the name goes. It leaves whatever color you choose. So I chose purple, and it muted pretty much everything else except purple. You have to mess with it a bunch till you get it just right or the way you want it to. But this is what I ended up with. So like you got a little bit of red, a lot of purple, and everything else is pretty much desaturated. But this clip is actually insane. Like I don't know how. I don't know how he found a lobby like this. I don't know how he hit a nair like this. But then we added some flashing, and he gets the nair times 6. Which, wow, this is just a perfect example of my editing. Nothing but overexposed glows. Anyway, we added some shakiness, we added some brightness to it, and that was that. Then after that, there's pretty much not many more effects. Pretty standard syncing here. Nothing but really glows and brightness effects for the most part, but it's still a really sick clip nonetheless. And that's kind of what I was trying to go for, is just to show that off. And then we've got this clip here. Again, not really any effects on this clip. I will say once we hit the tack shot, which, like, guys, even for Halo 5, this is sick. So yeah, anyway, and then how this zoomed out is I added some blur, and usually when you blur something, you want to hit a checkbox that says, what does it say? It says something about edges, I think. Like, make sure to get the edges, because sometimes when you do a blur, it doesn't blur the edges unless you check the box. I purposely didn't check the box this time so that the box, or the border of this wasn't as crisp, which I thought was pretty cool. And then it fades out, and I actually just duplicated this, but I didn't zoom it out and made it darker. So that's what you see in the background. That's what you see here. That's even more blurred out. And then, oh, not full screen. And then, yeah, it just says thank you for watching with a nice little, like side fade in, like almost like a wipe transition. And then at the very, very end, it fades out, and we've got the thank you list, which should show up any second now if I could move faster with my freaking arrow key, which is right here. And just so you know, guys, Games literally told me that he wanted a thank you list, and then like a half hour later, he sent me this. So if your name's not on it, you probably deserve to be on it. He probably just forgot because he did it really fast. He kind of wanted this video to come out. So if your name's not on it, take this to heart, because he truly is one of the nicest guys in the community, even though he can be a troll in my chat. And I know he loves and appreciates all of you for your guys' support. So yeah, guys, this was Games' Halo 5 Montage 1. If you have any questions about the editing, let me know. But like I said, it's a pretty simple edit. The next video I make is probably going to be even, well, wait, no, what am I going to say? The next video is going to be a lot heavier on the editing. I'm going to put some work into the montage. So anyway, yeah, that was it, guys. I will probably upload this to YouTube at some point.